his right hand.
You just know he's
do
coming
for
back
him.
left. Yeah, you know he's going to come back left. The whole game is built just for his enjoyment, and you're not going to let him get a bucket off or nothing.
Absolutely.
Do you play him hard? You're in his face. Like, you don't let him score. You suffocate him.
I'm a fellow lefty, and I say this because I was this as well.
Janky.
That's just the word that comes to mind.
Just a janky lefty.
Yes.
You just called the president, the sitting president of the United States, a janky lefty.
It takes one to know one.
Welcome back to Jalen Jacoby. Jalen, Carmelo Anthony spent a lot of time in New York City, 6 seasons with the Knicks, and he was traded. He's headed back there on Saturday to the Garden. Knicks fan favorite Kristaps Porzingis said that Knicks fans should, quote, show him some love. Given the fact that most of the turmoil during Anthony's stay was basically James Dolan and Phil Jackson's fault, do you think Knicks fans will follow their advice from the Unicorn?
I think they're going to follow the advice, and I agree with you about James Dolan and Phil Jackson. But there's a third piece to that puzzle. It's Carmelo Anthony. While the future Hall of Fame player left the Denver Nuggets to come to New York City, it was to elevate them to a championship level playing alongside Amari Stoudemire. That didn't happen. Him attracting other top-level free agents to come run with him did not happen. But he did go out there each and every game, give buckets, be a professional in the locker room, as well as dealing with the media, especially the last year or so when things just got off the rails with Phil and with James Dolan. So I do applaud how he did handle that scenario. But overall, the Knicks clearly didn't get accomplished what he hoped to get accomplished when he went there as a player.
Do you think it will be more of an appreciative ovation or some boo birds?
I think it'll be an appreciative ovation that, A, he put in work there for 6 years. I mean, here's a guy that's averaging 25 points consistently. And New Yorkers respect the game. And they understand the hardest thing to do in basketball is to put that thing in the hole. And he did that in New York on that big stage for 6 years. And then it's the other part of the people that's going to cheer because they're happy that his number's off the salary cap. And there's going to be other people that's happy and cheer because the team now has a brighter future, possibly led by Porzingis.
Absolutely. Time for some statue news. Well, we are now joined by senior statue analyst, not just of ESPN, but of the world, Mr. Jalen Rose, who cares and knows more about statues than anyone else on the planet. There's a new statue being unveiled in the NBA. This time, it is a statue of Maurice Cheeks. He's an assistant coach for the Thunder, and this statue is going to be unveiled by the 76ers while he is in town. However, this statue is not going to be at the arena. It's going to be at the training complex. Jalen, is a statue just a statue, or does where the statue is located matter?
As long as it is outdoors, that makes it 1,000% legit. It doesn't matter what facility is in front of it, as long as the team issued the exact place where it's going to be placed. This is legit. Here's a player that's 5-time All-Defensive, 4-time All-Star, won a championship in '83 with the squad, playing alongside Dr. J and Moses Malone, Bobby Jones, and one of my favorite nicknames of all time was by Andrew Toney, the Boston Strangler. So yes, I appreciate this by the Philadelphia 76ers.
Jalen, let's imagine the Pacers call you up and say, Jalen, we're going to give you a statue, right? And they were like, we're not going to put it right downtown. We're not going to put it at the training complex. We're going to put it outside the owner's house. Would you feel like that was a recognition that you deserve?
I wasn't a good player, so if they're going to give me a statue anywhere, anytime, I'll take it.
Yeah, you just be like, just get the hairline right. As long as you get the hairline right, you can do whatever you want. That's all that matters. Next, quietly, the Golden State Warriors have extended their winning streak to 8 games. On Thursday night, they beat the Mavericks, who were in town, and they beat them pretty handily. But not just did they beat them, look at who they beat them with. There was no Steph Curry, no Draymond Green, no Zaza, no Nick Young. Omri Caspi played 28 minutes. Patrick McCaw, 28 minutes. Jordan Bell, 24 minutes. Quinn Cook, who I completely forgot existed, got 7 minutes. Kevin Looney got 6 minutes. Jalen, should the Warriors be encouraged by the fact that they still have success no matter who is in the game?
Absolutely. And what you just described is a great organizational theory. They're building out their depth. When you have 4 all-stars that are locked at their positions, you now have to figure out who are going to be players that can consistently play quality minutes, because you're clearly not going to be able to go out and sign any more big-time free agents. So these are all players in one way, shape, or form, other than Andre Iguodala, other than Livingston, David West, and JaVale McGee, who did that last year. Nick Young falls into that category you just described also. Each player now has to earn the right by the coaching staff and of the players to see if they can trust them in the game, because they're going to be in a lot of big games as the season progresses.
Exactly. I think that they obviously sacrificed a lot of their depths when they brought on Kevin Durant, and they showed in the playoffs that didn't really matter, going 16-1 throughout the playoffs. But they are they're going to need these players, the McCaws, the Caspies. They're going to need these players come playoff time, and it is sort of a silver lining on the injury cloud that they get some minutes during the regular season. Jalen, I'm about to introduce something to you that you probably don't know about. It's going to be released nationwide, and it combines 2 of your favorite foods in the entire world that have nothing to do with lobster. Regal Cinemas is rolling out nationwide a new product. Jalen, when you go to the movies, what do you always get?
Popcorn, extra butter.
And before the show, you normally eat some Eatos. Well, I have here Cheetos popcorn, a combination of Cheetos and popcorn. And don't you wish you were in the studio today? Don't you wish you were there today? What do you think of Cheetos popcorn?
Wow. You know what? No different than the black socks or the long shorts or the term Fab Five. I need to start getting some of my ideas patented. Because literally somebody saw this program and they were like, you know what? We can make money off of that. I'm so jealous. But I got some better better made popcorn though. Barbecue, potato chip, representing the D.
When we come back,
get sick.
It's time for What We Learned.
You must learn.
Welcome back to Jalen Jacoby. It is Friday, which means we're headed into the weekend, which means it's time for my favorite segment of the week. The last one. It's time for What We Learned. This went a lot. The first thing we learned is that Derek Jeter continues to win World Series for the Yankees, even as CEO of the Marlins. Jalen, how does Derek Jeter keep winning World Series for the Yankees?
What award did Stanton win last year?
The MVP, most valuable player.
So let me get this right. You buy a team and you trade the best player in the game, and then is that telling the fans that you're actually trying to get better?
Well,
I don't think it does.
What it tells me before you get better.
No, that is a sport that has no salary cap. What do you mean? You can't buy the team and then say, oh, we don't have the money to pay the MVP. And then of all teams in the world, my good friend Derek Jeter, whose name is on this list of no slander, found a way to trade him to, the Yankees.
Exactly.
He's pretty fond of that team, right? They should retire a second number for him just for that move.
Well, the next thing we learned is this week, ghosts are still getting it in. This week alone, we learned that ghosts were tampering with Jeremy Curley's urine sample. According to Jeremy Curley, he said it tested positive because ghosts tampered with it. And in the UK, multiple relationships ended because their significant other was cheating on them with ghosts. Jalen, why were the ghosts so busy this week?
I'm not buying that. I
What?
think those relationships ended because the significant other probably got caught cheating and blamed it on the ghost.
Jalen, nobody
I'm
else.
not rolling with that.
Nobody else is listening. It's just you and me here. Just two brothers talking. Have you ever had sex with a ghost?
Absolutely not.
We're going to edit out the not part. Moving on. George Clooney gives the Christmas cards. According to Rand Gerber, George Clooney gave his 14 best friends $1 million around the holidays. This is what it makes me think. He gave every one of these 14 people $1 million. This is what it makes me think. It makes me think of the people that are on like friend number 15 through friend number 200 that saw this story, went to their mailbox and saw the Clooney family Christmas card coming and wanted $1 million to be in there. It's just a cute picture of Amal and George and the twins. Do you think there are people disappointed when they heard this news?
And the unfortunate news that's transpired for public consumption in Hollywood lately, I'm pretty sure there will be people like, man, is that some hush money? But in all honesty, he's been so successful, and I'm pretty sure it's his way of paying homage to those that has helped make him so successful. And it also teaches me that, man, I need some new friends.
You do. I'm not giving you $1 million this year. I'm probably not giving you anything, to be honest. Next thing that we learned,
Right.
the Ball family will be back soon. Obviously, LeVar Ball, for some reason, decided to tell his sons to sign with a tiny Lithuanian basketball club. Here's what I know. They will be back about 1 or 2 weeks after they actually go to Lithuania. Everybody knows this isn't going to work. Even the people in the small town of Lithuania, they made a welcome video for the Ball family, and in it, they included this.
I wanna go home.
Jalen, how long do you think the Ball family will last in Lithuania?
If you find that you don't like my ways, well, you can send me back in 30 days.
30 days. I'm taking the under on 30 days. Next thing we learned, Shaq is too cool to shoot underhand. Shaq told somebody that there's 0% chance he would ever shoot underhand because he's too cool for that, and I fully support that. He said even if he shot 0%, he would not shoot underhand, and I fully support this from Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq is the exception, not the rule, because his all-time greatness not only puts him in the Hall of Fame, but in the conversation of one of the more dominant players of all time. He can get away with a statement like that. Nobody else should try to follow suit.
Another thing we learned, sometimes statues look like you and sometimes they don't. A town in India had this homage to Diego Maradona that looks absolutely nothing like Diego Maradona. Jalen, we have one more lesson this week. We learned that Star Wars is not cultural. Everybody loves Star Wars. The Star Wars movie is out this week. I probably won't go see it, and Jalen won't either, but I'll definitely see it in the theater like in a month. When we'll be back, it will be Monday. Everyone enjoy your weekend, be safe, and go see Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Got to give the people